Huh? Sorry. Hello, Sai Pranav, I could not hear what you said.
No, sir, I haven't done this.
Oh, this I thought you will get this very easily. Huh? Pranav S. See, what we are told is that there is a 4-digit number. That number, right? Something it will be, and you add the sum of all its digits. Okay, that comes to 2794. So you have to guess the number, 4-digit number. Shreyas, Ahan, what is your attempt on this one? Is it too tough? I don't think so. If you apply this, see what is the max sum of 4 digits? First of all, digits means what can be the range? What is the range for the digits? Values, digit values. What do they vary from? What is the least digit and what is the highest digit?
0 to 9.
0 to 9, correct? So what is the maximum sum of 4 digits? Maximum, how much it can be? One digit can be maximum 9. So 4 times that 9, 1 will be maximum is 36, correct? It cannot be higher than that, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, if the maximum is 36, okay, now, so out of 2794, okay, so maximum, that sum of the digits is maximum 36. That means the original number will have to be at least 2794 minus 36 for it to be reaching 2794. Otherwise, it can never reach 2794.
So
correct?
that's why the original number should be below 2794, right?
It should be below 2794, but what should be above? It should be above 2700. Very much correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? Not only about 2700, just about 2750 also. Because 2750 plus 36 will be how much? 2786. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So it should be above maybe 2758 also. Because 2758 it is there. Then if, I mean, forget about, then maximum.
Higher than 2794 minus 36.
Correct. So, and 2794 minus 36 is 2758. Right? Correct. So it will be higher than 2758. Now you just consider 2758. Okay. And you add the sum of its digits. What is the sum of its digits? 2758. Right? What is the sum of the digits?
So 22.
Yeah. 7 plus 5, 12. Plus 8 is 20, plus 2 is 22. So 2758, if that is the chosen number, then plus 22 means it will go to 2780, right? That will be the sum of the number plus its 4 digits will be 2780, right? Okay. So obviously that is not the case. Now every time you increase it by, so you consider 2760. Now 2760 also if you consider, then you just, so like this, now that you know a very small range, now you can just try this out. 2760 is 7 plus 6 plus 13 plus 2 is 15, right? So it will be 2775. So you keep adding like this and you will get a number. Very soon you will get a number. I think 2774, if I'm not mistaken, is the number. You can just get it into 3 steps, basically 4 steps you can get it. 2774, 77 is 14 plus 4 is 18 plus 2 is 20. So 2774 plus 20 is 2794. So that is how you get the number. So essentially, once you zero down, once you know that it is about 2758, then it is very easy to just check out maybe 4 or 5 times and then you will be able to get it. Correct? Everyone got it? Ahan?
Yes, sir.
Shreyas?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this way you can solve.
What's the name of this concept?
No, this is simple logic basically. So see, it is just logic, because you have to apply anything. See, in this thing, you just apply whatever is the constraint that is given and you apply the logic. So I will say it is basic logic, and that's why I've given that hint. Logic, max sum of 4 digits. Max sum of 4 digits can never exceed 36. And so 27 minus 94, 36, you already get a very small range of numbers, right? which should be able to get it, right? Because the moment you say 2780, now the moment you say 2780, okay, now 8 plus 7, 15 plus 2 is 17. So it is already, the sum is coming to 297, and anything after 2780 will always be higher than 2797. So it can't be above 2780, right? Similarly, you will be able to get it that 2770 and below, it is not able to get it because it can't reach that much. So then you just try out another two things, you will get it. Okay. Sixth one is a very what do you call, again, very simple once you apply it. Okay. Once you apply it, you will be able to see it. Can anyone attempt a sixth one? Sai Pranav?
I've solved the sixth one, but I don't remember what answer I got for it.
Maybe you can just, if the logic is there, then you will be able to just apply it again. So what?
Sir, so my logic was, first of all, now let's take some table 7. 13 is 1 minus 7, which means it will be in the 1 minus 7 row. And
13 is 14 minus 1, not 7 minus 1. Yeah. Good.
Multiple of 7 minus 1.
Yeah, multiple. Yeah, correct.
Multiple of 7 minus 1, which means it is in that row.
Correct.
And 37 is at 7 plus 2 or 7 minus 5 row. Multiple of 7.
Yeah, so that is if you order it in 7 columns, correct? You are right. Right? Actually, you forget about 7 because you are not told that it will be 7 columns. It can be any number of columns, right?
No,
and you have to.
I checked it for each and every number of columns.
Oh, okay. I will tell you a shorter mechanism. Okay, I will tell you a shorter.
I checked it up till 13 because after 13, only a few more are possible.
Correct. You are right. So what is the answer you get after that? So what is question is asked, write down all the numbers from 1 to 40 in rows and columns. Okay. How many columns? We don't know. You can keep writing in 5 columns, 6 columns, 8 columns, whatever. You can keep writing. But what is the condition you want to get? Actually, it is after that you write down from 1 to 50. Okay. 1 to 50, not just 40. Left to right, top to bottom. And such that 13 and 37 belong to the same column. They should be coming just below each other. Right, and both the rows and number of columns should be more than 1, obviously, right? It cannot be. So how many different possibilities that you can write 13 and 37 in the same column in this way when you are writing 50 numbers? Okay, so again, how many? What is the thing? I want see it. Ahan, did you solve this? I want you to tell what is your answer. 0, 1, more than 1, 2, 3. Pranav, yes. Who else is there? Ashish is there. Ashish has also joined. Avnish has also joined. How many ways? Again, we will apply.
Just a second.
Yeah.
The number of rows and columns has to be equal. Like you can't have 5 and then 6.
That you can. Once you decide, then you have to just write it. Like here in this case, they have shown 7 columns. So once it is chosen as 7, then you have to just follow that. It can't be that each row has to be of the same number of columns, right? It can't be variable, right?
Also, so there's one more technique. We can do like, we can take 13 as 12 and 37 as 36, because if 12 and 36 have the same row, then 13 and 37 will also be in the same row. Then we have to find the HCF of 12 and 36 and use that.
Correct.
Or like all their common prime factors.
Yeah.
Like you get 2, 3, 4, and then 6, 12.
Correct. I mean, there are ways. So how do you get it? I think so. So the simple way is, let us assume. See, let us assume first of all that 13 and 37, are they directly above and below each other, or there is an additional row in between? See, there are only 2 ways. See, if they cannot be in the exact same position, right? At least the row number has to be different, right? They are in the same column, means row number has to be different. So what is the minimum difference in rows? It can be only 1. Like 6 and 13, there is a difference in rows is 1, right? 13 and 20, the difference in rows is 1. But if you take 6 and 20, the difference in rows is 2. Okay. So it can only be 1 or 2 or 3, right? It can't be 1.5, right? Everyone agrees? The row difference can only be either you can be, if first number is there, then second number will be either +1, +2, +3, like that only it can be. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? So let us start with the first case. Let us start with the first case when their row numbers are just one thing different, like in this case 6 and 13, 13 and 20, etc. Okay. Now if there is only one row difference, okay, then the total number of columns will be equal to the whatever is the number of difference between them. In this case, because the columns are 7, you are saying that any column in which one row difference is there, 6 and 13, 5 and 12, 4 and 11, the difference is equal to the number of columns, right? 11 minus 4 is 7, 12 minus 5 is 7, 13 minus 6 is 7, 14 minus 7 is 7, right? So it will be the same number of columns if they are to come as one row apart. Okay. If they have to come 2 rows apart, then it has to be twice the number of columns. So like 6 and 20, difference is 14, which is 2 times 7. 5 and 19, difference is 14, 2 times 7, right? So the difference between them has to be if it is equal to the same number of columns, then it is one row difference. If it is twice the number of columns, then it is 2 row difference. So let us just check. 13 and 37. What is the difference? What is the difference between them?
24.
24. Okay. So if they are one row apart, then you can have them, because if there are 24 columns, then they will be one row apart, because the first time 13 number will come, and after exactly 24 values, the next number will also come exactly below it, just as we have seen it. 2, 9, 3, 10, 4, 11, 5, 12, 6, 13. Similarly, this was the case with 7 columns. Now, instead of that, assume there are 24 columns, then they will come exactly below each other with one row apart. Correct? Are you able to follow this?
So they'll come exactly 24 digits afterwards, but only within one row.
Not within one row, within one column across 2 rows. First row will be, let us say 13, then second row will be 37 in the same column. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? Because here there are 7 columns, so the difference in each row is 7 here. Right? Any number you take and you take this next number in the same column in the next row. 22 and 29, 23 and 30, 24 and 31. They are all 7 these apart. Right? So if it is one row difference, then it has to be the same number as the number of columns. So number of columns in this case can be 24. And if there are 24, then 13 and 37 will be exactly one row apart in the same column. Wherever 13 comes, just below it, 37 will come. Just below it, what will come after 37? 61 will come, because you have 24 columns. But you are writing numbers only up to 50. So 61 will not actually appear. Right? So there is one way. Now assume that actually it is not one row difference, but 2 row difference. Okay. If 2 row difference has to be there, okay, then where has 13 got to be? Okay, first of all, 2 row difference means 2 times the number of columns. Now, difference between 13 and 37, you know already, 24. But if 24 is not one row, but if 24 is 2 rows, then 24 divided by 2, 12 should be the number of columns. Correct? If there are 12 columns, then 1 to 12 will go into the first row. 13 will come on the second row, first column. 13 to 24 will go. Then 25 to 36 will go, and 37 will come on the fourth row. First row is 1, second row is 13, third row is 25, fourth row is 37. Correct? Correct. Are you able to get this? Huh? Because it is, the difference is there now. You keep dividing them by 1, 2, 3, 4, and you will get the answers. So if you divide them by 1, 24 is the difference. 24 divided by 1, you got one set. Okay, then Then 24 divided by 2, you got another number. Then 24 divided by 3, you will get another number. I'm sure you will get it. 24 divided by 3 is 8. So if there are 8 columns, do you want to just try this out? I will stop this share and I will just show you why. So the logic, if you apply, right? And I will go to whiteboard. So you got one thing where 24 divided by 1, 24 divided by 2, you'll get it. Now let us just take a look at it. It is 24 divided by 3. So they are equal to 3 rows apart. Okay. Now then columns will have to be 8. Okay. And if you are let us just try it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So if 8 is the thing, I am pretty sure that 39 and 37 will align. Why? Because there is 9, 10, 11, 12. See how they are. If the number of columns, then what you are seeing is they are every number is that many things apart. So 13, next one will be 14. 14 is lining up above, below 6. Correct? 15. Why? Why is this going back? 16, right? So assume, so just as you have got 1 to 8 and 9 to 16, now you will get 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Now 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and now 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Can you see this? First time when the columns were 24, 13, and 37 were directly above and below each other. Then when columns were 12, they became 2 rows apart. Okay, 13, 25, 37. Now when there are 3, when the columns are 8, because 24 by 3 is 8, you can get an even properly divisible. So there are 3 rows apart, and the difference, it is like 13, 21, 29, 37. Can it be even more? Can it be one more? 24 divided by 4 is also a properly divisible number. So it can also be 4 rows apart, in which case it will be 6 will be the number of columns. So 6, 12, similarly 13 will come next, right? It will come below 1, 7, 13, 20, 27, 34, right? Like this. No, sorry. 1, we are saying 6. So 1, 7, 13, 19, 25, 31, and 37. So it will be like 4 rows apart, right? That is how you will keep getting it. So how many ways you have to find? Okay, 24. So you essentially the answer is there. How many ways you can write this? So 24 divided by 1 is equal to 24 columns. This is one solution. Then 24 divided by 2. This is also equally divisible. So you get 12 columns. This is also another solution. 24 divided by 3 is equal to 8. Again, a proper number. So another solution. 24 divided by 4. 6 columns, another solution. Then you can have 24 divided by 5 is not equally divisible. 24 divided by 6 equal to 4. So 6 is equal to 4 columns. This is also a solution. 24 divided by 7, not possible. 24 divided by 8 is possible. 3 columns. You can even write them in three columns, and still you will get it exactly below each other, but not exactly as in the same column you will get it. That is what they have asked, right? It can be any number of rows apart. What they have asked is that 13 and 37 belong to the same column. Okay, how many rows apart they have not told, but you can get it. 24 by 8 also, 24 by 9 not possible, 24 by 10 not possible, 24 by 11 not possible, 24 by 12 possible. 2 columns. You can even write the numbers in 2 columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you do this, all the odd numbers will be on one column, all the even numbers will be on one column. 13 and 37, both of them are odd. Both of them will appear in the second column. Right? Now, final thing is 24 by, after 12, it can only be 24 by 24 is equal to one column. But that you said that it is not possible. It is not allowed, because one column means, right, you're just writing them one below each other. Every number will be below each other or above each other. So this is not a asked solution. So how many ways, if you say you can write it, actually, then you say 24 columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways you can write it, right? So the solution to this problem is 7. Okay, 7 ways you can write it, so that all the numbers between 1 to 50 in this manner, so that 13 and 37 appear somewhere in the same column. Okay, everyone got how we got the logic?
Yes.
See, this is the logic of differences I have said. What is the logic of difference? You just say difference. Because they are in the same column, right? You know that the difference will always be multiple of whatever is the number of columns, starting with whatever is the number. So, and I see, you always look at the calendar, right, month, right? Because even when I was a kid, right, I used to always look at the calendar, and I had got these patterns in mind. How to find out the day of the month of any month, as long as you know the first day of the month, because I had 1, 8, 9, 15, 22, 29. Always. So first day of the month is Sunday, then 29th will also be Sunday, 15th will also be Sunday, right? I mean, it is obvious, but this is how I was thinking when I was a kid of your age, etc. So I had this series actually in my mind: 1, 8, 15, 22, 29, 2, 9, 16, 23, 30, 3, 10, 17, 24, 31, 4, 11, 18, 25, 5, 12, 19, 26, 6, 13, 20, 27, and 7, 14, 21, 28, right? Up to 31 only you can go, because beyond 31 there are no days in the month. So everything is there, all these things. So the moment you just know one day of the month, okay, in your mind you can just immediately calculate all the remaining days. I mean, that way, if you are used to it, right, you will be able to get this very, very quickly. Okay, fine. So this was number 6 again. So the logic of difference. So like this, any such problems you can solve it this way. This 7th is a very easy problem. I hope many would have got it. You have to write the numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 in all these circles. Okay. And what is the constraint? They have given 3 rows which are like diagonally cutting through the circle. Say first row, starting from the bottom left through the center, it is going to the top right. Second row.
Are you sharing the screen for the question?
Oh, yeah. I think it is. I think wait. I think let me stop share and go to screen share mode. Sorry. Question number 7. Yeah, question number 7. Right? Question number 7. Look at this. I think you have to write down the numbers in the circles in such a way that the sum of the numbers along any of the 3 rows, right? First row, see, it is going from bottom left to top right. The 3 numbers in that row, you will have to sum them up. That should be the same thing is equal to the sum of the numbers in the second row. And that should be the same as the numbers in the third row, which is going from top left to bottom right. Second row is going horizontal. And the numbers that are given, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Right?
So those numbers you have to put in the circle.
Yeah, those numbers you have to put into the number. Okay. Now, in fact, they have actually, there are many ways of putting it. They have also asked you what should be the number assigned in the center circle if the sum of numbers in each row is 100. Okay. Sum of the numbers on each row is 100. So there are again a very, yeah, think about it. There is one logical way I will tell you to get it in one step, you can get the answer. But there is
So 10 and 10, sir.
10, huh? Okay. So let us see 10.
So like 10 into 10, 100, like 10.
No, not like this. You have to put only these numbers 10, 20, 30, 40. And once you put it, you can't use the same number again, right? So once you put 10, you cannot put 10 same place in somewhere else. There are 7 circles and 7 numbers. So you have to match the numbers into the 7 circles. Did you get it? See, for
But then
example,
if they, like the sum should be the same, but
yeah, but the numbers have to be, these numbers you have to first place them. First place these numbers in these circles.
these numbers should be different.
Yeah. See, the numbers are given to you. Can you read this? See, the 7 numbers are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, and 70. These are the only numbers that you have. Each number you have to put it in one circle. You can't put the same number in 2 different circles because it will get used up. There are only 7 numbers, right? And how many circles are there? There are only 7 circles. So you have to place the 7 numbers in these circles in such a way that the sum of the 3 numbers in first row is 100. The sum of the 3 numbers in the second row, they have indicated what is the first row, second row, third row. Whichever row, it is always 100.
Like the sum should be 100, but the number should be different.
Yeah. Numbers will be always be between these. Now they have asked what will be the number in the center of the circle. Centered circle means this at the center, right? Which is common to all the 3. Right? That is the number you have to find out. What will be? It can be only 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, or 70. It can be only one of these. Right?
Yes, I got it.
You got it?
Yes.
Go ahead, Pranav, explain.
Sir, I took the smallest number.
Okay.
I put 10 in the middle.
Okay.
And then for one row, I put 5 and 40. So 5 plus 10 plus 40 is 100. Another row 30 and 60. 60 plus 30 plus 10 is 100. Another row 70 and 20. 70 plus 20 plus 10 is 100.
100. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. So what, see, essentially you say the logic, okay, but there are, but now you got it. So because you started with 10 or you got, and then you checked and you automatically got it 100, or you tried out many ways?
No, sir, I tried out with 30 and 50 once, but then I realized I need smaller.
So actually there are 2 parts to this question. First is that the sum of the rows, sum of the 3 numbers in each row should be equal. That is the first part. Second part is it should be exactly equal to 100. That is the second part. Okay. So if you only ask the first part, then there are 3 ways of putting this. There are 3 ways of putting, there are 3 different numbers you can put it in the center and you can still get equal sums.
After a few times, I realized you have to take the ones on the side, either 10 or 70, and then I realized you have to take 10.
So the way to do this, right? The way to do this is, see, you have to put, see, the sum will be equal because the center number will be counted in all the 3 rows. It will be counted, correct? It will be counted in all the 3 rows, right? Are you sure? See, in first row, this bottom number, center number, and top right number, they are getting counted. So center number is getting counted. In the second row also, left number, middle number, and right number are getting counted. So center number is getting counted. Center number always gets counted, correct? So the easiest, right? Now, okay, so I will go and explain. So if the total is 100, so the total of the third row is 100, total of the second row is also 100, total of the first row is also 100. What is the sum of their totals? It is 300. Okay. Sum of all their numbers is 300, correct? 100 into 3. Okay, but if you see all the numbers that are there here, every number except the central number gets counted once. First row, it will count the bottom left and the top right, and the central one it will count. Central number gets counted thrice. All other numbers get counted once. Are you able to see this? So when you add the sum, so they are saying that numbers are assigned and add the sum of all the rows, right? Whatever the number, so all the numbers except the center number gets counted once. The central number gets counted 3 times because it is part of each of the rows, right? So that way, if you apply the logic now, okay, so let me apply a shortcut logic. So shortcut logic is this. Shortcut logic is, oops, sorry, eraser. Okay, shortcut logic is this. Okay, sum of each rows is equal to 100. So sum of all 3 rows is equal to 300. Now sum of all 3 rows means center number gets counted thrice, gets 3 times, and all others all others are once. All others get counted once, right? Center number, because it is part of, oops, control Z commands. Yo, what happened? Control Z, control undo. Where is the undo? Undo. Oops. Ayo, what happened? Okay, so what I hope you have seen it. What I am saying is that when you sum all the rows, sum of 3 rows is equal to 300, which is nothing but all digits once plus center digit thrice, right, is equal to 300. That is how we got it. Now you just sum up all the digits one. See, all the digits once plus, so plus, okay, all 7 digits once plus center adding, if you add it twice, then you would have effectively got twice is equal to 300, right? So all 7 digits once plus center digit another additional 2 times because it is part of each of the other 2 rows also. That will come up to 300. Now you just add whatever is given, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So what is the sum of that? The easiest way is that it's an odd number. So you can take the middle point, which is 40, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So it is the middle point and everything is number of times. So it is, what is the thing? 70 plus 10, 60 plus 20, 50 plus 30, 80, 80, 80, 240 plus 40. 280 is the sum of all the 7 digits is 280, right? Plus center digit twice will give you 300. So 300 minus 280 is 20. So 20 is 2 times the sum of the center digit. So what you have to put in the center is 10. This is the logic that you can apply and straight away you can get it. Did you get it?
Yes, sir.
Ashish, Ahan, Avnish.
Sir, I didn't understand.
See, again, I will take one very quick, this one. I will stop sharing. See this part, okay, stop sharing. And we will go to the sharing of the problem again. See here, you are going to put all these 7 numbers only you are going to put them. So whichever way, I don't know whichever way. So you just call somewhere you will put each of these numbers somewhere, right? Now, if you, so just assume that you give them these numbers. So these numbers, you can call them as N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6, N7, because you don't know which one you are going to put it. Say, let us say you in first row, you put N1, N2, N3, okay? Second row, N1 you have put it here, N2 you have put it in the center, N3 you have put it here, N4, N5, N6, N7. Right? Just place them whichever way you want it. Okay, whichever way you want it. Now you sum the first row. Okay, again I will switch back. I hope you have got this one. Eraser. Let me take the eraser and let me take away this. Okay, this also. Now I will just draw the line. See, there is some number here. There is some number here. There is some number here. Here, and here. Right? These are effectively the rows. Right? They have put it. So first row is going like this. Okay, I think I got it. I think second row is going like this, and third row is going. Imagine the rotation; it is the same thing, right? Effectively, these are the ways that you are getting it. So and you can just put any number here. We'll just call it N1. Okay, let us call it N2. Let us call this N3. Only thing that we are saying is that each one of them is. This is N4. N4, fourth number. This we'll call it as N5. This is N6. And this is N7. Very simple way. We don't know which are the numbers, but we know that each one of N1 to N7 is between 10 and 70. That is what is given. Right? Now, what is the sum of the first row? So this is first row. First, I'll just put this in color. First row is going from N1, N7 to N4. So what are we saying here? We are saying here N1 plus N7 plus N4 is equal to 100. Correct? This is what we mean by saying that first sum of the first row is 100. Second row is also 100. N2, N7, N5. N2 plus N7 plus N5. This is also 100. Right? Ashish, are you following me?
Yes.
Now, third row is N3, N7, N6. We still don't know what is the value of N3, etc. But we just know that they are between 10 and 70, right? 10, 20. So N3 plus N7 plus N6 is equal to also 100. Okay,
Yes.
right? All these things. Now, what I'm saying is you add all the three rows. When you add all the three rows, what will you get? On the right side, you will get 100 plus 100 plus 100 is equal to 300, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? On the left side, what will you get it? N1 plus N2 plus N3. See, first column I have added. Okay. Plus N7. Okay. Forget about the middle column. Let us go to the last column first, and then we'll come to the middle column. N1 plus N2 plus N3 plus N4 plus N5 plus N6 plus N7.
The meeting is ending in less than 1 minute. Should we rejoin?
Yeah. I think we can rejoin. I'll just stop it sharing. I will end exactly.